your course of action.
Turns on 6. Green light 3.6 on the torque.
Copy. 3 turns on 6. All right, give us a second to discuss turn counts.
Oh, the seconds you need. It would be strange to me if they were out of family, but given that they all match. Close. Go ahead and discuss.
Yeah, we concur. We're still just double checking to make sure because it's a lot less than the 11 turns we were expecting. In the meantime, how's your right eye doing?
It's back to normal.
Excellent, back to normal. And if you want to give us a glove check and hab check, we'd appreciate that.
Just dry. Let's have a couple new black spots. Other changes.
Copy.
Here's the fix.
Victor Glover here in the center of your screen at the Quest airlock, working on installing a thermal cover stiffener, reporting that his eye is back to normal after earlier mentioning that it was slightly irritated.
Check here.
Sure, we'll take that as well.
Okay, so on my left thumb, you can probably see a little bit of red. You guys got that?
Yep, we see that.
More. It's just the RTD on that right index finger. Bit of RTD on my right thumb. Check the outside. Now they look good, dry out.
Copy.
Okay. Drag inventory. So, I'm going to have to do this again after we do the ham radio.
Just a second, Hopper. I think EVA would like a little bit more detail on the thread that you showed us earlier on the camera that was sticking out of your, was it your left thumb or left index finger?
What about the thread? Just a little bit of thread on my left thumb. Right next to the RTV. So along that seam.
All right, Hopper, we're just double checking with the mirror, but as long as it's from the seam, we think it's okay.
Okay, copy that. It looks like it is in that area. See, on this inventory, am I going to have to do it again if when I open this bag for the ham radio?
Good call. We can skip the inventory now, and we'll go to the ham radio worksite.
Okay.
And Hopper, we're happy with the gloves.
Okay, good. Thank you.
just over 5 hours since today's spacewalk began at 7:14 a.m. Central Time, 8:14 a.m. Eastern Time. So far today, the crew members have vented 2 of the jumpers on the early ammonia system and relocated one of those jumper cables to the outside of the airlock for potential future use. Victor Glover removed and replaced a wireless video system external transceiver assembly. Meanwhile, Mike Hopkins successfully connected 3 jumpers on the Bartolomeo platform and capped 1 other.
The thermal cover is flush with the stiffener, and also that each bolt head is flush with the tube or receptacle.
Victor Glover continues work on the thermal cover stiffener, initially planned to be a 2-person task. However, to allow Mike Hopkins more time at the Bartolomeo payload platform, he has continued this work. A good view from Victor Glover's helmet camera of the thermal cover, where you can see underneath he has installed this stiffener. This will help keep the thermal cover from blowing open, doing something what the team calls potato chipping.
They're all flush, the stiffener to the thermal cover. And it's like there's like a metallic or composite plate between the stiffener and the fabric of the thermal cover. And the bolt heads are flush. There's a washer. I mean, there's the bracket, the lanyards too, and then the washer on top and 3 washers underneath. So it's all flush. There are no gaps in any of it, and none of it is crickets. It's all flush.
Stand by, Ike. All right, Ike, we'd like to try one final thing. So on one of the bolts, either bolt 5 or bolt 6, which are the 2 bolts at the closest to the hinge, if you could try to install one of those bolts with a PTC setting of alpha 3 clockwise 2, alpha 3.
Okay, I'll try on next to 6, alpha 3 clockwise 2. Okay, Andy, one last go look at the work site here.
All right, you're go to translate to the APCU panel on the other end of Columbus.
Okay, copy that. In that way.
And just for your awareness, Hopper, the ASIM payload has had a good power up.
Oh, that's good to know. Thank you.
So we
confirmed it was Alpha 3 clockwise 2.
That's affirmed. Alpha 3 clockwise 2.
A quarter of a turn on both 6, Alpha 3 clockwise.
An additional quarter turn.
Turn green light 5.0 on the torque.
Stand by.
To the fifth of a turn.
All right, Ike, we appreciate that extra effort. We're going to say that this is a good install, and we're done with this task.
I concur.
Mike Hopkins given some good news that the power checkouts for the Bartolomeo platform and the 3 of 4 jumpers he was able to connect today went well. Victor Glover just being informed that the thermal cover stiffener task is deemed complete. Mike Hopkins, the view here from his spacesuit and the high-definition camera, is now on his way to work on the ham radio reconfiguration.
Coax and sensitive to bending loads.
Okay, I copy that. Thank you. I'm at the work site.
All right, if you need to, you can stow your crew lock bag. Otherwise, you'll be working to demate the antenna P2 from the APCU J2.
After that, I am going to install the screw lock bag.
"5 hours and 10 minutes into today's spacewalk, you just got a glimpse of Earth, specifically the South Pacific Ocean, from Victor Glover's helmet camera. International Space Station flying 266 statute miles above us all."
You have a go to demate P02 from J02.
Mike Hopkins has now begun the ham radio reconfiguration task. He will demate 2 plugs.
BMI band. On both sides.
Copy. You can now demate the Eris P02 from the antenna J02.
to uninstall bolt 1 on the stiffener. The ret is between the fabric and the plates. The hook itself, yeah, if you can see it in WBS, it's easier to see it than for me to describe what's going on, but can't get it off.
Yeah, we see that.
Uninstall 1. Give me enough room to get out of there. And I know what you're thinking, that's not the reason they didn't go to torque. That is a long way from 11 turns. It's going to be the same amount of turns when we reinstall it.
Yeah,
the other bolts either.
We agree, and we're good with your plan to release one of the bolts.
Yes, give me a settings, please.
Step. Alpha 2, counter 2.
The Alpha 2, counter 2. Alpha 2, counterclockwise 2 steps. Bolt 1. Okay, J02. And the antenna, they are demated. No targets in 2D in my band.
Copy. In just a second.
Roger.
All right, Hopper, if you can grab the camera and take pictures of the Aris P02, the antenna P02, the antenna J02, and the 8PCU J02, we'd appreciate it.
Cool. The bolt came apart, hung out, and the washers have separated. They kind of went all directions, and the bolt went.
Yeah, we see that. There's a washer right at the top of your camera view. Now it's out of the view.
I think the bolt, I can see it going straight nadir.
Bolt going straight nadir. All right, Ike, no issue. We're still good with the number of bolts installed, so if you can free the ret, then we'll still call this task complete.
In work, sorry about that.
No, that's not your fault. The bolt shouldn't have come apart.
You know, I can get another bolt like that, I'll install it. And the ret is released.
Copy.
Kate, Shannon, or Louise, you can run to the store real quick. Yeah. Okay, no bolt in there, but it's back with the thermal cover over the tube. And I had to use that, I don't know what the heck this thing is called. Long pokey thing I got out of the safety bag.
Yeah, I think we call that the probe.
Probe. There you go. I had to use the probe. Looks like a chance.
Like we're just talking about that lanyard with a washer on it that's still attached if we need to do something about it.
Yep. What you talking about? While you're talking, can I go put this probe back in the bean bag?
Yeah, you can put the probe back in the staging bag.
Hey Andy, photos are complete.
Excellent, good news. So now you can mate the Iris P02 to the APCU panel J02.
Okay, so the Iris P02, I don't see a label on it, but it's definitely the...
Yeah, it's the cable with only one end. That's right. The other has a Y, the Y end, and that you cap both of the Ys.
Okay.
And Hopper, if you need further confirmation on the Iris cable that you're mating, there should be a label that says HMU895.
Yeah, I've got the right cable. I mean, the other one's the Y, so...
Yeah, exactly. I figured that was a better description.
Yeah, that's perfect. Okay, I'm soft back. Over center.
Copy. So next you can grab 2 of the size 25 caps from the crew lock bag and cap the ends of the Y cable.
Here.
And those
got a on it. And then on the outside, you've got the large, small, adjustable.
Excellent. That's a good bag inventory. You can put that on your BRT, and I think at this point we'll take a quick discussion with you about the forward tasks.
Okay.
And one additional thing for you, Hopper, we'd like the ends of that Y cable restrained with a wire tie to a handrail, please.
Yeah, that makes sense. The only other thing I want to talk to you about, I don't know if you can see the bend radius of this earth antenna cable coming in. Are you able to see that in the HECA? Are you guys happy with that?
Yeah, we see it, Hopper. Just a second.
Okay.
All right, once you've closed the crew lock bag, let's get you working on tying off the end of the Bartolomeo cable, and then if we need to do anything about that bend radius, we'll let you know. So, Ike, it looks like you already have the CP8 and CP9 cable reel bags outside the airlock. Is that right?
Right.
All right. Well, you read our minds. What we suggest going forward, we're about 5.5 hours PET, so we suggest not doing the Bartolomeo cable clamps, but then getting both of you working on the CP9 and CP8 cable routing. So Ike, you'll be working CP9, and Hopper, you'll be working CP8 if you agree.
Maybe. Super.
Excellent. Looking at the time, there's a good chance we won't finish the CP8 cable routing, and so we'll likely have to tie down the bag somewhere along the way.
Copy that.
All right, Ike, so you can go ahead and get started with CP9, and we'll need you to take the nadir path below lab over to the rat's nest port side.
All right, we'll do.
As Mike Hopkins continues reconfiguring the ham radio outside the space station, Victor Glover is going to begin some cable routing procedures scheduled for the spacewalk. We are now almost 5.5 hours since the spacewalkers turned their suits onto internal battery power this morning.
Andy, they're tied down.
Excellent. You can retrieve the crew log bag, put it in your BRT, grab your green hook, and head back to the airlock.
that in work. We're happy with that bend radius.
Stand by. Yeah, we're happy. There's not much we can do about it in any case, so go ahead and stow the crew lock bag in your VRT, grab your green hook, and head back to the airlock.
Roger. All right, Andy, I've got the CP9, go back B, and I'm starting my translation to the lab.
Copy. And once you get to the port side of the lab, you're looking for handrail 285 for your green hook.
Put your real bags on the airlock circular handrail. Oh, I thought you were going to take it out for me. Oh, I could. No, I'm kidding.
A recap at the progress throughout today's spacewalk so far. The spacewalk began at 7:14 a.m. Central Time, 8:14 a.m. Eastern Time, putting us now at over 5.5 hours of this spacewalk. The crew members first vented 2 jumpers on the early ammonia system and relocated 1 jumper cable to the outside of the airlock.
Copy.
Glover removed and replaced a wireless video system external transceiver assembly, which has recently received a successful checkout. Mike Hopkins successfully connected 3 jumpers on the Bartolomeo platform and capped 1 other. This leaves Bartolomeo in a mostly operational state with power checkouts good on those cords. Victor Glover recently installed the thermal cover stiffener, while Mike Hopkins worked to reconfigure the ham radio. As he continues to work on this task, Victor Glover is getting ahead with some cable routing tasks planned for this spacewalk.
And both are unlocked.
Copy. Hopper, stand by for just a second before you leave the work site. And I think you need to go lab forward.
The handrail route. You can see another way to get there and then get across this gap of handrails. Yes, that's center. That's the one I was looking for.
Yep, it looks right. It looks like you're on the right track.
I'm looking at 285 now. Getting ready to drop my green hook.
Copy.
This is where I was going. What are we thinking, Andy?
Yeah, I apologize, Hopper. We're discussing how much PET we actually have. Give us a few minutes, because there's no point in getting you started on CP8 if we only have, say, half an hour. Then we might as well do the Columbus or the Bartolomeo clamps.
Copy. Andy Green Hook at 285.
Copy. You can translate aft on ESP1 to the lab end cone, and then on the port lab strut. All right, Hopper, we've made a decision. We do have enough time to go to a PET of 6:45, so we'll get you headed back to the airlock and start working on CP8.
Hey. Moving out. Andy, I can see the C2V2 cable.
All right, so you're then looking for the spider cable W4300.